Yellow Boi Baby, Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 365, iHeartRadio. You already know what it is. Man in the Mirror out now. You go check out the
Oh yeah.
visual on YouTube. Welcome to the show, man. How's everything going? You're on the road.
Oh yeah. Just leaving Atlanta. I had a meeting along with Takers and stuff. Just getting everything in motion. You know how they go. It's
Yeah.
working.
How's everything going out in Atlanta? Because I know you're originally from South Carolina. I learned about your journey. El Nice was telling me about it, and just me reading about your life story. It was inspiring. But how's everything going for you out there now in Atlanta? You feel like the tide is turning and the big moves are coming finally?
Oh yeah. That for sure. Like in the last 2 weeks, man, a lot been happening, meeting like different people, and you can tell like certain doors starting to open up. So it's just like a matter of time before we kick that door down. You understand?
Yeah, no, I could tell you're ready. I could tell by the energy and man in the mirror there.
Oh
And you've been
yeah.
doing your thing, man. You've been doing it for a while now. And, I want to get into your early journey because South Carolina, when we look at it, and I just interviewed Days Carter. Shout out to Days Carter. He spoke
Oh
really
yeah.
highly of you. And you guys kind of know what it's like to be out there in South Carolina. I know a couple of artists that are out there as well besides you guys, but what do people not really know about South Carolina and just the story of just what it takes to make it out of there?
You just gotta be ready for the doubt, be ready for the hate, be ready just to be talked about. Like you just gotta have a tough skin to pull through. But no matter what's going on, just keep going, especially when you know your journey. But it's a challenging road to be on. You just know what you want and just keep.
Oh, Yellow Boy Baby, are you there?
Yeah. Did
Oh,
you hear
okay,
me?
yeah, it kind of broke up a little bit and while you were talking.
Okay, like what I was saying, like saying in South Carolina, it's a lot of like, especially being a successful rapper, it's like a lot of hate. You're gonna be talked about a lot. You're gonna have a lot of doubters because nobody really never made it big from our state. So you just gotta be willing to embrace all that and put it towards your craft, and you'll be all right.
Mm. Do you look at it as far as you need to be around people that are like-minded? Because I said it on Monday, you got to be around dreamers instead of coasters.
Right. You gotta be around dreamers, man. Because if you're around coasters, yo, whatever you got in mind, and just go close right along. You're gonna miss the boat like everybody else. So you
Yeah.
just gotta be around like-minded people, man. People who want the same thing that you want out of life. Positive people, even when it rolls rough, still hold your head up, chest out, and still be positive. Oh, you're around like-minded people, you're gonna win regardless.
Yeah, no, 100%. And you have a really inspiring story, as I mentioned before. You just coming up through poverty and the shelter. What were some of
Yeah,
the moves
right.
that you had to make? Because that's a rough start, and when you look at it, it takes a lot for you to get up on your feet. So, what were some of the moves that you had to make in order to get up on your feet and basically put you on the path where you are today?
You just gotta take the good with the bad. Like growing up, you see how you growing up, like the nights me and my mom didn't have food. The nights like her fake crying because I ain't got no birthdays or no Christmases. You like when you get older, you tend to want things to be different, and you refuse to live like that because it's rough living like that. So as I got older and I was able to work, get my money, whatever, I was like, I got to make a change. I refuse to live like this, and plus I got to make a better way for my kids because I refuse to make them live like this as well. So you just gotta, like I say, take the good with the bad and just push it.
Yeah, and you've been doing that. So when we look at from your perspective, when we see your story as an artist, what were some of the first stepping stones for you to achieve the path that which you're on right now, as far as making the moves to build yourself up as an artist? Because we can look at the first singles that you dropped and everything that you've been working towards now, as far as the '80s baby tape. I checked out the '80s baby tape, but when we see it, what were some of those first moves that you think were detrimental into getting you to where you are now musically?
It's just a point of just being yourself
Mhm.
and letting the people understand who you really are. Because I know, like a lot of rappers imitate a lot of things. And me, like, if you like how this interview is, just like the real me. And I know I don't want to get my real personality mixed up with the character Yellow Boi Baby. But everybody who know my music and know me personally, they know what I stand for. So I think it's just a point of just being true to who you really are and don't try to follow nobody else footsteps. Like just do your own thing, stay in your own lane. But when you try to swerve over and do what somebody else doing, go either wreck or hit a pothole. You
Yeah.
understand? So it's just being true to yourself, and that's what I do. That's how I move. I'm just true to who I am, and I really stand on that.
Yeah, and that's what's real about your music because you rap about your real life incidences and just everything you've gone through and who you are as a person. Even though you classify it as a persona, why do you think that there's so many people entertaining kind of what you say are the imitations? Because a lot of it, what we have today that's popping are imitations, and it's not what they really live. Why do you think we entertain imitations and still instead of having like real music? Like when we look at Tupac, he really rapped about what he lived, and DMX, same thing. You're rapping about your life story. Why do you think people are more attracted to imitations now?
I mean, it's cool now because you got to realize too, like the society we live in nowadays, like everybody want to be gangster. So what's the main thing people go imitate? The gangster life, knowing darn well they never have been in those types of stuff like that. And that so you that's when you get embarrassed rather than if you just be true to yourself. And I mean, people gonna mess with you whether you what they be. But I feel like as long as you stay true to yourself, people will gravitate towards you more. Cause it don't take people long to find out who the real you is. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
all that the faking and wanna be gangster and all, I don't care about none of that, bro. Like I'm just me. You understand? This is me.
Yeah,
And I
and
ain't
that's
switching up for
important.
nothing. Nobody. Right. Very good.
Yeah, no, and that's important, man. That's how you're supposed to do it. And I wish a lot of more artists would follow that blueprint, but it's difficult nowadays because everyone's following a trend. But I wanted to get into Man in the Mirror, just kind of what inspired you to write this new song because you could go check that. Everyone could go check that out. I highly recommend you
Oh
check
yeah,
that
yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube.
Right. Yeah. Well, Man in the Mirror is basically like the inner me just speaking out, like just putting out my feelings or what I done been through inside a track. Like far as like the hate I be getting, the partners that I was cool with who done crossed me. Like it's just me putting out my emotions inside my music. And I've been holding back for a long time. Like not just like trying to be like precise or particular about what I put in my music and holding back certain things. But now, 2024, I'm letting the cat out the bag. So they about to hear it all. Any and everything I done been with, and any partners I done fell out with, any problems, situations I done had, it's gonna be all in my music. So it can make it more authentic. But yeah, I just put all my feelings into that one. And that's why it came out so good the way it did.
Yeah, I noticed it's not on Apple Music. Are we gonna be? Is it gonna be on streaming services soon?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's gonna be on the What's happening?
Oh, hold on. I think there's something happening.
I just seen somebody, I just seen one of my homeboys on the camera.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I got you now.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's gonna be on streaming services soon.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be on everything. Me and my CEO takers, we got like a whole lot going on for us, like my music, but it's gonna be on like all the platforms very soon.
What are the plans as far as the message? Are you because you're gonna keep it the same way because you're letting everything out of the bag. You're not holding back. So what's this project? You're thinking of a title for it already? What's this new album gonna be like? If you can describe it.
That one I want to leave kind of confidential at the moment. I just want to surprise everybody. But the message I'm giving out, man, forget the hate, keep going. Even when you know they hate on you, put it in their face. Like no matter what, I'm gonna put it in their face. I'm gonna make them feel it. I'm gonna put it in their face so they won't mention me. You understand? Like what they don't like, they female gonna like.
Yeah.
That's all. Real.
No apologizing. There's not going to be any
No.
apology.
Oh, and I mean, hey, look, and everything I just said, I mean it disrespect. I'm gonna put it in their face. I'm gonna make them feel it this time. I'm not holding back nothing at
No,
all.
and that's how it should be, man. These haters, like, I
Right.
know it's big now where people they don't want to give the attention because they feel as though, all right, you got to me, let them know
Yeah,
you want. But it's so toxic now to the point where now you got to let them know and
yeah,
just
yeah.
just give them that, just put the nail in the coffin silently. But even though they'll know who it's
Right.
targeted
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing too, though. Like everybody from my hometown, they know what type of person I am, and they know the hate and stuff I deal with. So when they hear my music, it make them gravitate towards it even more. Like, damn, but that did happen, or he did. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, I'm just ready for the journey, man. I just want to have fun along the
Yeah.
way, just have much fun as possible.
No, and that's the main thing. You got to have fun at what you're doing, love what you're doing, because they say you never work a day in your life when you love the job that you do.
Right.
I want to talk about you giving back because you do a lot of
Oh yeah.
care giveaways and just all these drives that you do. So kind of get into these drives that you do and just the love that you feel from giving back and doing things out in South Carolina, because we see what happens when a lot of these high profile guys go back to where they come from. A lot of them, they're embraced 100%, but then like you said, you got the haters. So how is the feedback and just everything of what you do with the drives?
So my first drive was back when I was with the Jokers Rap car club or whatever. We gave like turkeys out throughout the whole city, through all the hoods. That went pretty well.
Mm.
But again, I wasn't rapping then, so I wasn't getting that much hate. But during the times that I gave back to the city when I was rapping, it was one of those things like it was good for the people, but for my haters, it was like, oh man, he ain't have to do that. Like far as like me were recording and posting it up, they was like, oh man, he ain't have to post it. He should have just did it and left it up under the rug. But it's like when you don't do that, then people say you never gave back to the city. So I just wanted to have proof, like no bragging rights. But it also been a lot of times where I done gave back and didn't post a picture or nothing. You understand? So it's like I'm always doing something, but here again, your haters go come regardless, no matter you doing good or bad. When it's Yellow Boy, they go hate on it. But
Yeah.
it's always been a successful drive. Yeah, right. It always been a successful drive no matter what I'm doing, whether people don't like it or they like it or not. Like long as the people who I'm giving back to satisfied, I mean, that's a soft spot in my heart. That's what I like. That's all that matters anyway.
Yeah, no, and that's what you need to do, man. You can't always worry about what the haters are thinking, because at the same time, people are going to always talk about what you did, and always going to remember your actions, because they say actions speak louder than words. So they're always
Right.
going to remember these drives that you did put on, and not all the what the haters are saying, because we can still look at people, because everyone hate. I mean, Prodigy had haters. People were tainting his
Right.
mural all over Queens, when they put up his painting there. But at the end of the day, everyone knows what a legendary person he was. You're gonna have haters,
Right.
but you can't take away the influence and the legacy.
Facts. Right. Facts.
It's crazy. But I want to get into the 80s baby tape, just kind of why you wanted to name it that way, because coming up in the 80s, it was a special time, and just reflecting back on those times from the 80s and you growing up compared to now, and just don't you kind of wish it was still like that? Because I feel like social media
Yeah.
is there's just there's a lot of times where you just got to log off of there.
Yeah. So basically, the '80s baby tape, um, it more trended from like me through birth, mixing with a little bit of society in the '80s, and I just put everything in one, and just start dropping songs, and every song got a meaning. Far as the song "Low," far as the song "No One," like those two different type of them songs had two different types of meaning. As far as "Low," talking about like the dope game in the '80s. Then the "No One" single talking about like when I was down bad, I had no one. That goes back to me growing up in a shelter, nights, the power cut off, nights me and my mom didn't have nothing to eat. It's just like a whole mixture of things. Anything that was going on in the '80s, up on there in my tape.
Mm. If there was something that you could bring back from the 80s that you want to bring back, either musically or even just like something like, because I always say I would love to see like Sam Goody make a return. I know that's probably impossible at this point, or like a blockbuster, because those were like the biggest things of like the 80s and 90s. What would you bring back if someone came to you and said, Yellow Boy Baby, bring back this chain, bring back this trend from the 80s, since you're an 80s baby, bring it back to the culture.
Um, if I could bring back something, that's kind of a tough one because I never had any good like memories like growing up. Like when I was just telling you, like
It was
it was
tough,
pretty
yeah.
rough. Yeah, man, it was rough. So I mean, I learned a lot. That really helped build my character. I don't want to take nothing from it, but honestly, there's nothing from the '80s that I really want to bring back.
Mm.
Besides how close me and my family was back then. But yeah, that was a struggle.
Man.
I'm scared of that.
And how close are you? Not close with your family anymore? I don't want to get too,
Um,
if it's too personal,
yeah,
or
yeah. I mean, it's cool. Like as you growing up, you tend to do your own thing, and people tend to separate. And once you separate, others might think that you think you better than them. But we got to understand it now. So we all back on the same terms, which we went some time without speaking. But that's for a whole nother episode right there. But yeah, we back on good terms now.
Yeah, oh, that's good though. It
Yeah,
I mean, I can give you something in relation to that too. Like, even I noticed that with certain family members, like they don't understand you when you're doing things in the entertainment industry. They don't understand you. They kind of because they're stuck in, okay, I live a normal life, a normal. They're not used to being around high profile people and doing high profile things. So
right.
they're gonna try to be like, it's almost like they're in disbelief. Is that
Yeah,
kind of
right.
what it was?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of feel that as well. Maybe disbelief and I carry myself way different. You know, like that black sheep always turn into the goat at the end. And it was like one of them type situations. But like I just said a few minutes ago, it's good that we all back on good terms now. And when these shows start kicking in, I can fight them on the road with. It's
Yeah,
like
no, that's gonna be monumental. You got to bring your family members. So, because seeing is believing at the same time. So
right,
when they see
back.
it, they're actually gonna be like, okay, wow, we know how you were investing into yourself. Now, speaking of these shows, you got some shows right now that lined up.
We get things in motion now. Not none like right now, but by summertime we should be up and rolling. But right now we're just focusing on the videos and focus on like the music we got out and producing more new music. But the show is coming on the way, so be ready.
How's it working with Days Carter? Because I mentioned he spoke really highly of you on Monday night when
Oh,
we did
that
our interview. So,
man, they,
what's it like working
they
with him and just things you got on the way with you too?
man, that boy, he's not human. Days Carter like an alien, bro. When it comes to this music, but yeah, I learned a lot from Days Carter though. Like, as far as like finding my own swag, the wordplay with my music, he done helped me out tremendously, bro. Like, I can't thank him enough. But Days Carter, one of them ones, like he like the goat in our city for real, bro.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing, and it's about time to see artists make it out from South Carolina. I know he's planning on. He
Right?
told me he's planning on relocating to Atlanta, and that's you
Yeah.
need when you're not from an area that's known for making it into the entertainment space or doesn't have much of an entertainment industry scene.
Right.
Gotta
Right.
move. You gotta relocate so you can get those connections.
Yeah.
And people are
Yeah.
going to be constantly trying to invite you to events, network with you. Because if you're not around people that you can't network with, gotta get
Yeah.
out. You made the right move, and he's going to be making that move soon.
Oh yeah. That for sure. Yeah. We have too much talent to be confined in our city, where it's like that the crab in the bucket type of mentality. So the talent we gotta go away. That's the only way it's gonna work. Like we gotta go away.
Yeah. Do you ever see it kind of changing to the point where you guys could bring some resources back to South Carolina, or you think it's going to be a cycle of
Yeah,
you just got to
yeah.
relocate?
When you mean like once everything through the door?
Yeah, like once you guys
Oh
have
yeah,
really blown through the
yeah.
door and really made a mark because you got your shout out to Tay. He's in here. He believes in you
Oh yeah.
guys.
Take my guys.
So once you really feel as though you've made the mark and we all feel the impact, do you want to bring the resources back to South Carolina and you think it'll change the landscape for people that they could stay there and make it? Or do you think it's always going to be a cycle to where you're probably going to have to relocate?
I think that's one of our CEOs. Potentially one could be one of his goals though to go back and just grab the hottest artist because he got a good ear for good talent. You understand? So I doubt we would keep any resources from the city because we want to see everybody win. Even
Yeah.
though we deal with the hate and stuff, but we want to see everybody win. And we plan on setting that footprint in South Carolina to be the biggest label in South Carolina, Sun Up, Sundown Entertainment. Shout out to Takers.
Yeah, yeah, and shout out to Tay. Yeah, Sun Up, So Down. It's gonna be making. It's already making moves. You know, you
Yeah,
got
for
you
sure.
guys on the label already. You already releasing music. You got some stuff on the way. What are some things outside of music that you're working on? Are you into like merch? Are you kind of into? Because I know Days Carter. He's got the Hip Hop Road to Redemption show that he's working on right now. What are some other
Right.
things that people may not know about Yellow Boy Baby when we look at it as far as like TV and
Right.
stuff like that?
Right. I have a jury business I'm working on called Frostbite. I'll be launching a website soon. Got my business cards in like last week. My rain boxes, my chain cases to come. So yeah, so be looking out for Frostbite jewelry
Oh, that's fine.
on by
And now
me.
is that your jewelry right now that you're wearing? Is that yours?
Yeah. This mine. Like the chain I got on, the AP I have on, the ring. Yeah, Frostbite jewelry.
Wow. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
people got to get in
Yeah.
tune with this. That's going to be big, especially, and that's what's going to get you connection with other artists and other people in entertainment. It is the jewelry.
Right,
So that's a
right,
smart
right,
move.
right. Yeah, you're right.
That is a
Yeah,
smart
gotta be an
move.
entrepreneur. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of my main goals as far as with the rap thing, though. Just take this rap money and build access, open up businesses, have a generational wealth for my kids.
No, that's important. You're thinking for the future. They always say that because I know Fat Joe has said it, a bunch
Yeah.
of hip hop artists have said it because they use rap as a way to get to do what they really want to do, and that's how they
Right,
build legacy and
right,
longevity.
right.
Who are the top
Yeah,
five
man.
hip hop artists that could be legends that you want to work with in the industry? I know you're more of a new guy because you're out here now and you have more of a modern influence, but who are some? I'm kind of curious to see if there's any legends you want to work with.
Meaning, not mentioning nobody that's upcoming, just ones who are already in the game.
Yeah, we could do either or. Yeah, we could do ones that are
Okay.
that are legends, or if you want to mix in some new guys that you want to work into, it's all fine by me. But who's your top five that you want to
Okay,
work with?
so I'll start with my hometown. I'll definitely Casino Mill for sure. Little Baby, to do Lucy if he was a touchdown, and Young Thug if he was a touchdown. They're my top five.
Mm. Yeah, Free Thug too. It's
Yeah,
crazy
they're my
what they're
top
doing.
five.
Yeah, that's a fire top five, and it's gonna happen. You know, when we look at it, because you got all this stuff that you're working on now, you got the shows on the way. What are some of the upcoming moves that you're making? Because you mentioned these last 2 weeks, you said you've been feeling that energy. So what's some things that we can expect from you next on the way here? That it's gonna be stay tuned pretty much
Oh
to your
man,
brand.
yeah, thanks. I got so much coming. As far as like music, stay tuned for this. That's all I'm gonna say. Just stay tuned for the music, bro. It's on the way. Like
It's
it's
on
so
the
much stuff
way.
on the way. Yeah, it's just go hit him in that face at one time. Niggas like, wow. Yeah, just on the way. Just stay tuned. That's all I'm gonna say. Stay tuned. You gonna see.
Stay
Just stay
tuned,
tuned.
you're gonna see.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I always like to learn about the backstory of artist names. Yellow Boy Baby. How did you get this to coin for yourself?
Oh man, it go all kind of ways. For me being light skinned and me me using some yellow Dow soap to try to make some money from a junkie in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? So it probably went over some people's heads, but yeah, that's where I got my name from
Hmm.
growing up in the hood.
Now, have
Yeah.
you thought about putting together a docu series at all? I mean, not like right away, because I know you're still trying. You have other things in mind. You're trying to really break through here right now. But have you thought, has a docu series been in mind to kind of showcase what it's
Yeah,
really like out there in South Carolina and just your
yeah,
upbringing and your story?
yeah. I really have thought about that. That's something I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to the CEO of Vegas about. But yeah, that's always been the back of my mind though, and I'm sure we can really make that happen. So yeah, I have thought about that a lot.
Yeah. And how's the love feeling out there in Atlanta? How is it?
And it's love, bro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it's love. Like yeah, it's love. That's all I can say is love, real love.
Yeah. No, that's good, man. You made the right move. It's gonna
Us.
be it's gonna be up from here. And Yellow Boy Baby, is there anything else you would love to let your fans know? Anything else that we didn't cover here tonight that you want to get out there?
All I want y'all to know, man, just stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at Yellow Boi Baby _. That's Yellow Boi Baby _ and the boy spelled BOI. Y'all stay tuned. Just follow the movement. Sun up, sundown entertainment. I love all y'all. Let's go.
You already know. Yellow Boy Baby, thank you for coming on the show here tonight, man. Once you drop that new project or single, whatever you got on the way to promote, you got to come back,
All right.
man. I would love to do something in person too. I want to start getting on the road. I want to start because I want to be relocating very soon here. So
Okay.
we got to do something in person. And once you really
All
got
right.
some stuff going on here too that you want to promote, we got
All
to
right.
do this again.
Okay, man. It's a pleasure you having me too.
Of course, man. It was a pleasure just learning about you, having you on the show, everything you got going. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to El Nice. That's the guy right there. And keep doing it, man. You're gonna be really going up. Man in the Mirror. Go check that out. Available on YouTube. It's gonna be on the
All right.
streaming services soon. And make sure you stay in touch with them on Instagram. Make sure you tune in.
All right.
You
God
already
bless,
know.
man.
You already know, man. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your night
All right.
and stay safe.
Likewise.
All right, man. Peace out.